Today, I'm going to walk you through how my thinking has shifted when it comes to weekly dividend ETFs. There was a time when I focused almost exclusively on one ticker, WPAY, because it was one of the most talked about weekly pay ETFs in the market. But over time, as I learned more about how these products work, as I saw how volatility and structure affect performance, and as I refined my personal risk tolerance, my strategy evolved. Today, I use a 3-ETF strategy apart from WPAY so I don't rely on it alone, each one serving a unique purpose in my income-oriented portfolio. I want to keep this simple and honest, just clear reasoning about why I chose this combination of ETFs, what each one does well, and how they balance each other out through different market conditions. Let's start by talking about why I used to focus only on WPAY. When it first launched, it grabbed a lot of attention because of its weekly payout schedule. In a world where most ETFs distribute monthly or quarterly, getting income every week was exciting. And the idea behind WPAY is clever. It's a fund of funds that wraps together a whole lineup of Roundhill's weekly pay single stock ETFs. Instead of buying individual weekly pay ETFs one by one, you could just buy this ETF and it would give you exposure to all of them at once. For a lot of investors, myself included, that sounded perfect. Why manage 20 different tickers and monitor all of them when one ETF could do it for you? And the frequent distributions felt good, especially if you were focused on income. Seeing payments hit your account every week was satisfying. It made income investing feel more dynamic and connected. But I gradually realized something important. Income alone doesn't tell the whole story. Yes, weekly distributions feel great, but what matters just as much, if not more, is how the underlying assets behave, how the net asset value evolves over time, and how diversified your risk really is. WPAY's structure, as a fund of funds of single-stock weekly pay ETFs, means that when a group of high-beta stocks that carry big risk fall together, it naturally gets hit. All of the underlying exposures are not equal in terms of volatility. Some are tied to high-growth tech names, others are tied to fintech or crypto-adjacent securities. This can be a good thing in a strong trending market, but in a sideways or choppy market, it adds a level of risk that I didn't fully appreciate at first. So as I learned more, I began to think, what if I could keep the weekly income focus, but paired WPAY with other weekly pay ETFs that serve different roles within the portfolio? I wanted income for sure, but I also wanted balance, diversification, and tailored risk exposure. That's how I came up with my 3-ETF strategy. The first part of the strategy is still WPAY. I didn't ditch it entirely, and I'm not saying anyone should. WPAY still has a place. It gives broad exposure to the weekly pay universe in a single ticker. That's convenient. And in weeks where the underlying high beta names perform well, WPAY can benefit from amplified movement. But WPAY alone has deeper swings because the underlying single stock ETFs react sharply to market news, sentiment shifts, and sector rotations. If the market suddenly turns risk off, some of those underlying names can drop significantly, and WPAY reflects that. That's why a sole focus on WPAY can feel a bit like riding a roller coaster. The payouts are nice, but the swings can be hard to stomach if you're not prepared for them. That's where the first part of my strategy comes in, MAGI. It is Roundhill's covered call ETF on the Magnificent 7 names. Now, MAGI behaves very differently. WPAY is leveraged exposure to weekly returns of individual equity. ETF MAGY, on the other hand, writes covered calls on a stable group of mega-cap tech leaders. Those covered calls generate income on their own, and while the dividend yield is still attractive, the price behavior tends to be smoother than the individual leveraged weekly return exposures. For me, it serves as the stability bracket. When markets are calm or choppy, MAGI's income from covered calls buffers some of the volatility that WPAY might experience. It doesn't move as wildly, and it doesn't depend on a handful of high beta names the way WPAY does. It's anchored in large, established companies. While WPAY might feel like the high-octane partner in this strategy, MAGI is the steady one. It provides consistent income with a smoother NAV trajectory. This combination, WPAY and MAGY, already gives me both sides of the income and risk spectrum. But I didn't stop there. To round out the strategy, I added PLTW and NVDW. These two are examples of specific thematic weekly pay ETFs that took a place in my roster when I wanted more tactical exposure beyond the broad and the steady. Let's talk about PLTW first. PLTW is the weekly pay ETF tied to Palantir's weekly returns. Palantir is one of those names that tends to draw attention because of its growth characteristics and sometimes erratic price movement. The weekly pay structure attached to PLTR's weekly performance provides high distributions. But what I like about using PLTW as part of my strategy is that it gives me focused exposure to a single company's story without having to buy the stock outright. If you're bullish on Palantir's long-term prospects or believe in its capacity to innovate and grow earnings over time, PLTW gives you a way to express that view with weekly income on top. Now, single company exposures are inherently more volatile, and that's why I don't use PLTW as the core of my strategy, but rather as a satellite position. It enhances income and adds a tactical growth flavor that complements the other two ETFs. PLTW doesn't replace WPAY or MAGI, but it fits a specific tactical role, targeted exposure with enhanced pay. Then there's NVDW, the weekly pay ETF tied to NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been one of the most talked about names in the market for years thanks to its role in AI, semiconductors, and data center growth. Like PLTW, NVDW uses derivative structures to amplify weekly returns, and it distributes accordingly. Including NVDW in my strategy adds another thematic layer, exposure to a specific growth story that many investors believe can continue to expand over time. So when I put this strategy together, WPAY, MAGI, PLTW, and NVDW, I don't just have one kind of exposure or one way of making money. I have broad weekly pay exposure, covered call stability, and tactical single-name opportunities. These work together. Here's how I think about these roles in everyday language, without getting bogged in numbers. WPAY is like the income engine that captures the broad weekly pay universe. It's almost like having a basket of weekly pay strategies in one place. MAGI is like the steady income anchor. It pays regularly but with less dramatic price movement compared to high beta individual exposures. PLTW and NVDW are the tactical add-ons that give me targeted exposure to high-growth company stories with weekly income attached. Not core holdings, but meaningful satellites that help boost total return potential when their markets perform well. In summary, I used to focus only on WPAY because it was exciting and innovative. It changed how many of us thought about weekly distributions. But as I learned more and as the product suite expanded, I saw the value of diversifying within the weekly pay space. That's why I now use a blended strategy with WPAY at the core, MAGI for stability, and PLTW and NVDW as tactical exposures to growth-oriented themes. This mix helps me balance income with risk and gives me exposure to both broad market behavior and specific growth stories. If you found this breakdown useful, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you want more content like this, and subscribe for weekly insights on income investing and ETFs. Thanks for watching Money Stick Unfiltered, and I'll catch you in the next video.